Alderman Tomlin.
So, considering the last two speakers that we had, I'm just going to ask that we refer the issue of implicit bias training to the General Committee for discussion.
Second. Is there any debate on the motion to refer? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Now, this issue is referred to General Committee. Alderman Tomala is Chair of General. Do we have a phone number for you to, can you leave us a phone number? So yes, please. So if maybe you could give it to Alderman DePoy for now, just so Alderman Tomala will have a connection to you when he's ready to schedule a meeting. Okay. So we are on to General Committee. Alderman Tomala.
So, just wanted to give you all an update on the referral of bias training for the Board of Aldermen to the General Committee. So, since the topic of implicit bias training for the Board of Aldermen was referred to the General Committee, I've held off on scheduling this meeting, and I have no interest in running a circus-like meeting full of personal agendas and sideshows. I have no interest in running a circus-like meeting full of personal agendas and sideshows and only reopen scars of divisiveness in Rutland. It's become abundantly clear to me that no city funding will be made available for implicit bias training. I've had numerous private discussions with my fellow board members and other individuals. And that's what we have at this point.
Okay. All right. So we are on to, there's no other standing committee reports.
That no city funding will be made available for implicit bias training.
Our community cannot grow without trust. We cannot grow without accepting and embracing the diversity that exists and welcoming that which would make us stronger. The people with me tonight, and many more that could not be here with us, know this. They expect this, and we will not be ignored. We will continue this work, and we will continue to show up and ask how you're progressing, because our lives and our livelihood depend on whether or not you get it. We're committed. We are here to help, and we hope that you lean on the people in your community, including us, as we are here to help support your inclusive leadership.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions of Ms. Moore? Okay. Thank you very much. One more, and then we're moving on. Okay, we are on to communications from the mayor, Mayor Lair. We have a budget. Oh, I'm sorry. Great, we're on to communications from the mayor. Just briefly, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No. Yes.
Motion passes.
No.
And so I've been very much an advocate for transparency. To make the motion to rescind because, and we can explain later as to why. I will ask for a Australian ballot if it's possible, because I think there's some tension that might erupt. But well, I would like it to go to the building committee and the policy committee.
I have a concern, Cam, I'll be honest with you. My concern is that if we send it to all these committees, it'll never happen for another 5 years.
And they're all seniors.
They're all seniors. So I think that the policy committee certainly can bring it up, but I would like them to come back with the logistics, like you said, at our next meeting. This is not a motion to say yes, it's a motion to say, come back, tell us the logistics and how you want to do things, and we then will vote on it then, which is then going to give us time to discuss this later today, and so that way we can have an open discussion about this if we need to have it.
And Cam, you can always put it on the agenda of our policy meeting.
Well, I think it ought to go to policy first because you're putting the cart before the horse. Because it sounds like a fait accompli that says if they check these boxes, you're going to say yes. Regardless.
I never said that.
Well, I know. I'm telling you how I interpret it.
But I also don't want to delay something if we don't need to. And I need to see the logistics of them coming in.
You can abstain. You don't have to go one way or the other.
Abstain.
And so will I. Fact that I think we should have a policy before we fly any additional flag.
The motion on the table is, and I hope I get this right, and if it's slightly different, Betty, it's going to go with whatever the motion, but it's the authorizing the new neighbors fly the flag as outlined in the proposal that the students have brought forth. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right, the motion carries.
The motion that I would offer is, the motion is to rescind the prior authorization to fly the Black Lives Matter flag for 400 days beginning on April 12th, 2019, to allow greater student input and to address related concerns.
And first of all, this decision was not rushed. This was on the agenda for the board for 2 consecutive meetings, 2 weeks apart. Student voice is what brought it here. It was not a rush decision. It was not a political decision. It is simply standing up for a marginalized population that wants their voices heard. And it is allowing free speech, and it is student-driven. And our policy does allow it. Our policy has an anti-hate symbol policy, so we're not going to be flying flags that have hate symbols. It has been referred to policy. Policy can review the flag policy, look at getting additional flagpoles. I see this as an opportunity for more voices to be heard in the future, but for the next 400 days following April 12th, it will be the Black Lives Matter flag, and I hope that annually after.
And they actually asked to be on the agenda several weeks before they were on the agenda. They went to the superintendent and to the board chair directly, followed the procedure to be put on the agenda. They made their case. They were on the agenda. We listened to their case, and we asked them to go back and to do some more research, to come back with a plan. This was warned in the meeting, and then there were newspaper articles about it. So there was opportunity for people to write us letters, and I didn't hear any opposition until this weekend. And I'm just pointing out that now we're voting on something. We didn't afford the people of color this same courtesy.
I can make the motion for Australian ballot at this point.
I am not of, I do,
can't do
my
that.
preference is
You can't do
I do
that.
not want an Australian ballot. I mean, this is open and this is the way it should be, so. And we can't, anyway.
You can't do it in this forum. You can only have an Australian ballot if you have a member.
All right,
In this
so-
forum,
I'd
it
ask for a
has to
roll
be roll call, votes
We can
for
do a
it,
roll call
whatever you
vote,
want.
but that would be it.
Motion by Johnston Olenek to rescind the prior authorization to fly the Black Lives Matter flag for 400 days beginning on April 12, 2019 to allow greater student input and to address related concerns.
Thank you.
All right, okay, so we have a motion, and we've had a second, and I've called the question debate. Is there a desire to have a roll call vote?
Yes.
All right, so we can have a roll call vote. All right, so all those in favor of the motion, I will start with, down at, with Matt, and we're going to do a roll call vote, so.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
No.
I don't vote.
No.
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 All right. Motion is defeated.